Now you're gone and I'm on my own, feeling lost inside since you said goodbye. In my dreams I still feel your touch, lying next to me, feeling ecstasy. Take me back, turn back the hands of time, when you kissed me in the warm September rain, back before my heart was filled with pain. If only we could be in love that way again.
Good morning. You're now listening to Kingston Community Radio, airing on FM 92.5 and AM 920 WGHQ in Kingston, New York. This programming is brought to you by our listeners and corporate underwriters who are interested in presenting local community radio. The opinions expressed on this program do not represent those of Pamel Broadcasting or Kingston Community Radio. Listeners are encouraged to send in $10 per month to help bring this program to you. Mail your contributions to Kingston Community Radio, Post Office Box 4364, Kingston, New York 12402. For more information or to donate online, visit our website at mykcr.org. And good morning. Good morning this Tuesday, June 8th. And thank you for being with us this morning. And it's about 72 degrees right now here in uptown Kingston. And scattered thunderstorms this morning. Then mainly cloudy during the afternoon with a continued 70% chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon, too. A high of 85, they continue. 70% chance of thunderstorms possible during the night. And giving way to cloudy skies overnight. A low of 66. Wednesday, variable clouds with a 50% chance of scattered thunderstorms. A high of 87. That's tomorrow. And tomorrow night, partly cloudy with a low of 64. Thursday, a few clouds early, otherwise mostly sunny. A high near 85, and Thursday night, low 57. Partly cloudy, and then later overcast overnight. We'll be right back.
Thanks for starting your day with Kingston Community Radio on 920 WGHQ AM Kingston and 92.5 W223CR FM Kingston, New York. Magic 92.5.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Hey, honey, why don't you take a minute?
When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time as you can. But it's just as important to take time for yourself. AARP can help. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving. That's aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Scott Harrington from Hurley, and I support Kingston Community Radio because the people need a place to have their voice heard, and it's lost in corporate radio, so please keep listening and supporting our station.
And thank you for listening to Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. KCR is talk radio, and your call-in number is 331-9255. And let's get to the on-air studio with Nina Poshapek and Cameron Rylance for the beginning of a terrific Tuesday.
Good morning. I hope that didn't slip
I
through
hope that did not go through either. Good morning, everyone.
No, I was still fading in.
Oh, good.
Okay, good.
Can you believe it? That's staggering. Imagine
Yes.
all summer?
We're talking about the cost to send your child to camp.
Summer camp.
It's like really escalated, right? It's
Scary,
soared.
staggering.
Yeah, sky high now.
The YMCA is still a bargain in town, but...
Yeah.
We
We're
just
talking about your
my
camp,
weekend.
right?
Yeah, my weekend was busy. Had a open house for the parents that can be sending their kids to the day camp that Ramapo is running, and great program. That's so many nice people I've met that work at that.
How many kids will you have at the camp?
There's gonna be like 80 or so.
Oh,
I
that's
think
good.
1 week there's almost 100. There's like 1 week in July that's real busy, I guess.
Oh, great.
But yeah, no, they'd be busing them over from there. Our camps are only 15 minutes apart, 8 miles apart. So in the morning, the parents will drop off there. Bus will arrive at my camp at 9. End of the day, bus will leave my camp at 4:30 and drive over to Ramapo for the pickup. So it's going to be interesting having a day camp with little kids rather than a sleepaway camp with big kids.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm doing... Oh, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I'm so happy for the kids because for so long they haven't had that socialization
well,
to be together, the activities outside.
It's interesting how it started was, Camp Ramapo is huge. They've been around over 100 years, big. They do thousands of kids a summer. But most of their kids, customers, whatever, are special needs of some way.
Oh, okay.
Physically, neurologically, whatever. So they
Right.
serve a vast population, and they're year-round. They do stuff year-round. But last summer when the state said no sleepaway camps, they're like, uh-oh, what do we do now? We have all this year-round staff. We can't lose them. They'll go find other jobs, and then they're lost. So they
Right, sure.
quickly developed a day camp because everything was canceled last year. It was towns, cities, everything. And they pulled it off, and it was a smashing success. And over the winter, parents started asking, are they going to do it again? They're like, well, no, we're going to do our regular camp thing. And then they're like, well, wait a minute here.
Right.
So my boss knows their boss, down, Adam, whatever, and they're renting our camp because we're not running our normal program this year because of travel restrictions still with international staff and kids. So rather than having another year sitting around twiddling our thumbs, thank goodness, they're renting our camp for 9 weeks, starting at the end of June. So it's like
So I was telling Dan, and I'm doing my annual battle with the swimming pool, and it was covered all last year. So it's,
Oh, you didn't open it last year.
No, we didn't open it. I'm not gonna- I could have used it, but it's way too much work for me. But
So now do you repaint it every year?
no, it's a concrete marshite. It's like this white plaster. There's some rust staining on it, but it's a remarkable shape, and it's huge. It's as big as the Y pool. It's
It is huge.
size,
Yeah.
25 meters by 13, 5 lanes or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4 lanes, 5 lanes. But it's 12 foot deep. Stainless steel gutter. It's gorgeous. Steps on one end.
So you opened it?
Yep, uncovered it last Thursday, and been battling ever since. Brushing out, and then the water gets. But it's amazing. I was telling Dan, it has one of those commercial covers, like the tight green ones that mesh,
Right.
And all last year and this spring, the amount of pollen that is in our atmosphere that wafts through, it made the entire pool surface, an eighth of an inch layer of pollen, and there's some dead algae cell bodies in there, but it's like sand. It's not as coarse and heavy as sand because you can stir it up, but when you look at it, it's just tiny little grains. And you got to vacuum it up, and your vacuum stirs.
It's good
it.
you're not allergic. Are you? Do you don't
when
have
it's
hay
in the
fever?
air, and it lands in
Yeah.
my nose, I'm allergic. But
Yeah.
when it soaks in the pool water, no.
You're okay.
It's just unbelievable. Think of every day you walked out and your car was covered. Well, that all builds up every day, every day on the pool water, and it rains, it washes it through, and it's just, I don't know, a natural phenomenon, I guess.
Remarkable
Just
amount of pollen.
Yeah, it's remarkable.
It's part of our
holy
country.
cow.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, it adds to the mass of the earth or whatever. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's taking it now, so it's recycled anyhow. But it's cool. But it's so cold that the water circulating to the there's 4 big filters in a row, and the pipes, and the adding water to the pool, so there's overhead plumbing pipes. Our well water and the pool water is so cold and so humid that everything's dripping. It's like raining off the side, because the filters are, 4 foot around, 4 foot high, like spheres. And it's crazy that it's like, ice in a glass on a hot summer day. But all the pipes and everything, it's kind of.
But you're a pool expert, right? You do Calabar.
I've become one
You
over
do
the
Camp
last-
Calabar's pool. Now you do your
had
pool
one as
for
a kid.
work.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not easy. It's not easy
No,
maintaining a
constant,
pool,
every day
right?
you have to do something.
Yes.
If you don't, then you're going to be
then there's a problem that's
Right.
going to take a lot more time and money to fix. But
Yeah, absolutely.
every day you're on the little things, you're attentive, water level, sound of this, that drip looks like it might be more, why is there a wet spot on the floor, got to get them leaves out of the pool before they stain, whatever. There's you can't let it go.
Yeah, no,
like having
very
a
true.
pet, you got to, every day you got to do something.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like a pet. Pet's a loved animal, but
No,
either
you
way,
can't
it's still a
equate it
commitment.
to a.
So anyone that's ever thinking about getting a pool, talk to me, and I will happily talk you out of buying a pool because a lot of work, a lot of money. Everyone eventually.
Well, you would have to get behind.
Everyone eventually regrets having a pool. That's the reason they sell the house when they get
Well, you
older.
would have to get behind Dwayne Pushpak because he's like right in your ballpark.
Oh.
Pool comes first, then a boat. Anybody who gets a boat, unless you
a hole in the
can.
water. A hole in the water, you throw money in.
Oh my gosh!
But yeah, no.
So
it's,
you had a busy weekend.
Yeah, and then yesterday, holy cow, was it hot in the kitchen of the Elks Lodge last night?
Oh wait,
We
what was
crushed
dinner?
Thanksgiving.
Oh, Thanksgiving
Turkey
dinner.
and
What an
trimmings. We
ironic
crushed
thing
it.
that it was Thanksgiving dinner on
Yeah.
like probably the warmest day of the
and
year so
oven.
far.
We had so much going on. I had to bring 2 big trays of stuffing, dressing, stuffing. I don't like call it dressing. Stuffing to my mom because I didn't have room, so she had to heat
Oh.
them up, and she brought them over
Really?
at 4. And
It had to be hot though in the kitchen. It had to be terrible.
ridiculously hot.
Yeah, yeah.
but crushed it. Over 100 dinners.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh,
Delicious.
that's great. Yeah, you guys do so well. Now next month is.
July. It's 12. It's a week later. It's not the first Monday because the first Monday is the 5th.
That's right.
Reserved holiday, so we're doing it the 12th. And it's kebabs, chicken kebabs,
Oh.
saffron rice, salad.
Perfect for a summer meal.
Yep.
Perfect,
Nice
perfect.
marinade, like a Greek-inspired marinade with lemon and oregano and of course saffron rice. I love saffron rice.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's a good
And this
choice.
is not no yellow Vigo yellow rice. This is real
Saffron rice. Only the
And
real
$30
thing.
$30 worth of saffron for this meal. Well, not probably 20, but
Oh, wow.
it's legit. It's
Yeah.
it's not
It's a real thing.
Same as the potatoes. I am, everything was yesterday. It was killer. I thought it was delicious. Everybody said it was delicious, but I cook for myself. If you guys like it, sweet. But I'm cooking it how I like it, and
That's it.
textures and consistency or whatever. I cook how I want.
So what did you buy? Turkey breasts and
Yeah,
bake the
boneless
turkey breasts?
big. Like there's 2 of them, so they're like 12 pounds, and they're in a bag. The turkey bags.
Yeah, yeah.
And they
yes.
brown. Those are the best. I bought 3 cases, 12 of them. At 60-some pounds of turkey breast. But it's not, you let them sit for, a while after they out of the oven, and they retain the heat. That's one of the problems. They're so hot you can't carve it.
Yeah, you have to let them
Crazy. You gotta
sit.
let them sit for like
Yes.
45 minutes.
Yes.
And they're still like, the middle of the big ones, you're like, you got to
Especially with that size. Yeah, absolutely.
And, but it was,
And did you make your own homemade stuffing?
Yep.
You did?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I bought cubes.
Well, yeah, yes, yes.
We diced Sunday, actually. Oh, got a bunch of us. Myself, Sally Mulligan. I don't want to miss it. Ann Nauta from Trailways. Who else was there? Leslie Sewell. A bunch of us came in, and we did all the vegetable prep. Leslie Lansing, both Leslies were there. Dicing the 5 heads of
Oh, the
celery.
celery,
dicing
yes,
the carrots,
the onions.
julienning them, and then cutting them. Cause
You put a little sausage in it?
No,
No,
because
I know. It's hard with people.
I would
Yeah.
normally, yeah, but it's
Yes.
when it's pork and
Yeah, you don't know. People.
you don't know people.
Right,
you don't want
yes,
to
when you're
restrict
doing-
anyone who may want to,
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
the onion, was it 10-pound bag of onions, 5 heads of celery, 10-pound bag of carrots, dicing it all up.
God bless you
Chicken
guys.
stock. I didn't make chicken stock. I bought
Yes,
base,
right.
chicken base and made
Sure.
3 gallons of stock for the 4 pans but
It's a 2-day
hey,
process.
when did the Freihoffer store in Albany Avenue close?
Oh, don't talk about that. That breaks my heart.
pulled
I
in
love that
because I
store.
went to Restaurant
I would go
Depot.
every Tuesday or Friday, right? Because that
I
was
got to
it.
tell you about something else.
Okay.
Sunday. I went to Restaurant Depot Friday, scouted, but they did not have cube bread. And I was like, oh my God, it's not in season, not going to have it in Hannaford. The Freihoffer store. So I came off the thruway from north. The toll booths are gone.
Yes.
It's so cool. You drive up,
Yes.
it's cool.
No toll booths anymore. Yeah, it is nice.
Came off the thing, Chandler Drive, the new Rotary out Albany Avenue, took the left into Freihoffer's. I was like, no cars here. Walked up to the front door, closed. I was like, what? I
And
was like,
closed
no.
since the pandemic. Yeah.
So,
and they never reopened after the pandemic.
Fortunately, I was like, oh my God, please, 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 please.
I hear there's one open in Red Hook, just to say.
Well, the one in New Paltz too, probably. The main,
Yeah.
the mothership down there.
Okay, yeah.
Hannaford happened to have on the bottom shelf under the
they did?
breadcrumbs. They had the bags of the the Arnold cube cube bread cubes or whatever. So I was like, thank God.
Oh,
Bought
good.
them all.
There you go.
10 bags of it.
So you were all set.
Yeah, we're all set. It worked out. Thank goodness.
Good.
But
good, that's
Sunday, we've heard of the Mentor Me program, right?
good. Yes. Oh, you did the picnic.
We had a picnic for all the mentors. Well, Stephanie and her executive staff, super not hard. The members of the board of director, most of their volunteers and most of their kids. There was 30 kids, 20. There's 50, dozen elk, 60, 70 people there.
Oh, beautiful.
Hamburgers, hot dogs, baked beans, macaroni salad, watermelon. Rich Gillette, God bless Rich Gillette. He is the most generous guy.
He is.
Called him up, Rich.
Absolutely.
Can I help? We need ice cream. Woo, how much you need? When you need it?
Yeah, he
Showed
is.
up, armloads.
Phenomenal.
Super nice guy.
He is. Absolutely.
Anybody that ever needs help and calls him, he's
always there
doubles
yes.
your expectations. But,
Yeah, right. Absolutely right, Cameron.
but we had great, good, as a good fellowship thing for the Elks, working together and putting this on. But the kids loved it. The adults loved it. Everyone was so appreciative. We had water balloons and squirt guns and giant Jenga and volleyball nets. And,
Oh, that's fantastic.
we did a water balloon
and you had a great
toss.
day. It was warm, but
Hot,
yeah.
But, yeah, the pavilion, there was a breeze under the pavilion and
Yes,
shade.
yep.
But it was the first time the whole organization has gotten together. I mean, you need something like that.
Yeah, right.
All the volunteers could meet each other and all the kids. Appears we have a caller. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Nina and Cam.
How are you?
Hey, good. Yourselves?
We're good, good.
As you can hear, I'm blathering away.
That Hopper store closed early last March, probably because of the pandemic. And I think they couldn't, they didn't have enough stuff to keep both stores open. Because there is one down in Newport, I think it's on North Putt Road, just after, it's right near 299.
Yeah, that's a big distributions hub there.
Yeah, that's a hub where they come in and stuff, and Dave was right. There is one over in just before you get into High Park.
What, nine
Yeah,
south,
on Route
whatever?
9 on that little shopping plaza there before
that's
you
cool.
get to where the Ever Ready Diner is.
That's good to know.
It's a shame they closed the one in Kingston. I had to say I used to go every week. That's too bad.
Yeah, I used to hit there myself, like stuff for the when we have our Legion meeting and stuff, and
when
that
you
was
need-
a
yeah,
shame.
when you
They
needed
have,
100 hot
deals
dog
and,
rolls.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
My mother used to like the old bread there for the birds and stuff too when she was alive.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
Well, that's the best for
But-
making your own breadcrumbs.
Oh yeah, and I tell you what, now they don't plan on reopening that one. From what I
Yeah,
talked to
no,
the
it's too
people
bad.
down below, so we lost it.
Yep.
But you guys take care. Have a
Thank
great
you.
You
day.
too.
Stay
Thanks for
cool.
calling in.
Thanks for the update.
Yep, stay cool.
Yes, you too. Thank you.
So,
We have
I
another
remember
caller.
years ago-
We have another caller.
Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning. Cameron, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Are the Elks doing the Flag Day ceremony next week like they normally do, or is it canceled again this year?
No, we are holding it, and it's going to be, quote unquote, as normal as it used to be to the best of our ability.
Good.
Although we are doing it all out back under the pavilion.
You're going to do under the pavilion the ceremony too?
Yep, I believe. Well, yes, some of that. We may be. Yes, we're doing it out rather than out front. But yes, we're doing our normal ceremony. I know Al Tietzel has someone lined up to give the address. I know. I'm starting to paint the barrel tomorrow night. So.
Oh, are you?
The
Okay.
red, white, and blue barrel, and so yes, the answer is yeah. And afterwards, we're doing hot dogs and chips and bottled water, I believe, complimentary.
Oh, they're actually going to be able to do that.
Yes. Now, shoot, I want to say it's 6:00, but
I think that's when it normally
yeah,
is, but I'm not
I
sure.
can't be 100% sure. So, but I believe it's 6:00. Yes.
And the 14th is when?
Are you going to be there?
Monday.
I'm going to be there. Yes, I actually have a speaking part. I have to read part of the ceremony. So, Please introduce yourself.
Okay, well, I think you know who I am, but that's okay.
All right. Well, once I see put the voice and the face together, I'll know.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Anita, I have a question for you while I'm on here.
Okay.
You said last week that the county office building is open. Is that just the DMV or is that the whole building?
No, the whole building is open. DMV is open, but it's by appointment only. But the whole building's open, so you can come in and go to any of the offices. You can come to the county clerk's office or record room. Pay your taxes. The offices are open.
Okay. All right. I don't know. If wound care doesn't kill me, I'll come up there.
There you go.
Yeah, great. Yeah, definitely come. And the protocols right now is if you're vaccinated, you do not have to wear a mask. If you aren't vaccinated, of course, we request you wear a mask. They're still trying to social distance as much as possible. So, yeah, we're open, and come on in whenever you're able to.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So
have a great day.
Great, thanks for calling.
Yeah,
thanks,
thank you so
thanks
much.
For
You
listening
too.
and supporting. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
What are we talking about? Anyway, the mentor meeting. Great day. Very successful.
So you did have a busy weekend.
Yeah.
Very, very busy.
Cooking. I fed like a couple hundred people this weekend on a volunteer basis. I gotta start getting paid or something.
Yeah. You're doing all this volunteer work, right?
Yeah, then it wouldn't be volunteer work now, would it?
No, it
That's
wouldn't.
not very philanthropic of me. I saw, your daughter, Dana, was a fabulous tennis player when she was a student.
Yes, she
Does she
played
still play
tennis.
competitively? Is she dusting off her?
She
her
just plays for fun now. Yeah.
I saw the Ulster tournaments back
Yeah,
then. That's great.
yes. Yeah, I'm glad to see that. I'll tell you, that was a huge part of her tennis career. She played in that for quite
I
a
remember
few
every
years.
year,
Yes.
NJTL or whenever. It
Yeah,
was.
and then
it
the-
used to be NJTL.
Yes,
now
yeah.
it's something else.
Yeah, and then she played in the Open.
Yeah,
and it's a great event, I have to say. And then they used to have the Ulster County Open for juniors, and then the Ulster County Open, which she participated in both of those.
And tennis has really grown
popular, right?
Yeah.
Because as you're holding up that paper and we're looking at it, at the front of the sports is Djokovic and Nadal.
Yeah, two
for
of
the
the
French
best,
Open, right? Yeah.
It's like Magic and Larry Bird, those two, titans of their sport.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's nice to see, though, all of that coming back.
Yep.
With the pandemic and everything being canceled last year, people are ready.
Mm-hmm.
And I think all the softball leagues are back.
Oh,
We talk about this every time we're on the radio. And maybe on the 5th Tuesday we could do this, is get somebody from Parks and Rec on the radio. I'll reach out to Lindsay Timbrook. Yeah. Let's see if we can get. That would be wonderful. I have to make a note and do that because there is so much going on and coming back into the city just to refresh people's minds as what's available.
And then I just hurt my neck. Talk about the parks, the state of the parks and the pool and all that.
Absolutely.
So I saw there's big, heavy equipment at the Andretta pool. They're working on the splash pad there, so.
Yeah, that's exciting.
It's going to be neat when it opens. But
absolutely.
Working on it,
yeah, which will be great. I was just say this past weekend, I wanted to say shout out. He retired a while ago, but they weren't able to do a retirement party, and they did one this past Friday night. Is Tom Turco as commissioner of the Board of Elections, the Republican commissioner. So congratulations to Tom on his retirement, and John Quigley is the new commissioner and has been now for 4 or 5 months. So Yeah, he did an amazing job and with the county for over 25 years. And so we wish him the best in his retirement. I think he's going to travel a little bit. And what made me think of it also is he's a really big tennis player.
Yeah,
he plays in the Open.
At the end of the,
is it in the article?
One of the guys to contact, one of the contact people is Tom Turco.
Yeah. Which is great.
Good. Well, now he's got more time to administer the tournament and.
Right.
He's retired.
Yeah, absolutely. And Friday I was on the radio with Rick Rem Schneider and Fran DiPetrillo, and we were talking about the qualifier for the Hurtigan and a little bit about golf and so forth. So I have to say Twaskill did a beautiful job for the Hurtigan and for the qualifier. Dwayne played, and he did make the cut.
Wow,
yeah,
good.
so which was nice. And it was a great day. And
Pat Bradley.
Oh, Pat
Course
Bradley is
record
63. Yeah, well, a record, a Hurtigan record.
Hurtigan record, yeah.
Yeah, I did ask Dwayne what the course record was. He said 57, but 63 is phenomenal. I mean, 7 under, just phenomenal.
Yeah,
So
it was
he had a great round,
hot
and
day,
good for
you
him.
know?
Yeah, it was warm. It was a warm day. So, yeah. Which was very nice, and Trusco did a beautiful job. So shout out to them and their hard work.
Yeah.
So it was a busy weekend throughout the community, which is nice to see. The farmers market was booming, and when I spoke on the radio on Friday, the Person House will open a week from Thursday, and we're really excited about that. And we think we'll get quite a bit of activity at the house because of the farmers market being in the courthouse parking lot.
right there.
Yeah, and the week from Saturday, Steve Blawas will be there promoting his new book, and he'll have photographs, and he'll be doing a presentation at 11 o'clock at the Person House. So we encourage everyone to come and stop by.
If you could, a couple times, the reenactors have been on the little patch of grass behind the Person House.
Yes.
And
They'll be
if
there.
you could get them there every weekend, because that's such a draw. You see that? It's like such a draw.
It is. They will be there on the last weekend in June, last Saturday in June.
Weekend,
yeah.
But if you could get a volunteer or something, to be there more often.
Yeah.
It would suck people in totally, and it's cool. The garb, and I remember as a little kid, the Stonehouse Day and stuff at
Sure.
Senate Days or whatever it was called.
Yeah, the Senate House.
They would be they had the musket blast and all that. That was so cool as a kid.
Wow, yeah, we've been really contemplating because we usually when the first militia comes, we do the musket blast. But with the farmers market being right there and kids and dogs and things, I don't know, it might be a little difficult. So we'll see.
I think people would
You're
know.
right. Yeah. It might be maybe before or after the
You might
farmers
have to-
market time.
Yeah.
Just before or after. I mean, farmers market closes at 2, so you have the
Blow an air horn or
afternoon.
something. Like they did
Yeah.
before
You have
a
the
blast.
afternoon afterwards, and then everybody can be forewarned.
Right, exactly, Dan, exactly. You have to take all of that into consideration, right? So, but it is great. It is great, and I know the Senate House had their sugar off back a month ago or so. So I think they have events planned throughout the summer months too. We have to try to get them back on because they really, had a lot of information about what was happening in uptown Kingston. But and then I was down on the Strand on Saturday, and busy as ever, which was nice to see. And the river, the boats are coming and going, and. Yeah, which was great. And congratulations to the Mount, had their graduation, Mount Academy, the Bruderhof community on Friday. So congratulations to them. I mean, they're doing so fantastic with the high school, and it's doing so well. And the Bruderhof gives so much back to our community. And whenever it's a need, no matter what it is, they're there. Look at with Mentor Me.
Yeah.
They help do all the sleep back. Yeah, the sleep buddies and everything. So they celebrated their graduation on Friday, which was really nice. So it was a busy weekend.
Kingston's is a couple weeks, 23rd.
Yeah, and they're doing it in 2 sessions, right?
Yeah, first half, alphabetically 2 sessions. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Which is great. At least they're having it, and at least it's on time.
It's I
very
know.
good.
I'm sure probably both, but I know at least one of the kids are only allowed. Graduates are only allowed 2 tickets. So obviously, Ben,
Mom and Dad.
yeah, Mom and me, and Ben's mother. But I know at least one of his grandmothers is going to set up a chair on the fence, up by the basketball court or whatever.
Good for her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
Not keeping her back.
Absolutely. Yeah. And hopefully,
both of his grandmothers might be up there. I don't know. So
that's great. And historically, I don't know why, but historically, it seems like every time Kingston High School has their graduations, a Friday afternoon, right, 4 or 5 o'clock, there's a thunderstorm. Have you ever realized that over the years?
No.
All right.
I don't think I've been to one since mine.
Oh, okay. All right.
1984. Honestly.
And did it rain on yours?
No, it was nice because we left and went up to Saratoga to see the Grateful Dead.
Oh, see, what a memory. What a memory.
Yeah, me and, God rest her soul, Mary Sangline, I think probably Chip Yanashevitz, a couple of Cahill, Mike, Pat, they were already graduated. But me, Mary, Chip, probably Joe Stopczynski. There's a bunch
It was
of
your
us.
graduation gift to yourselves.
Sort of, yeah. But we're going no matter what day it was. The graduation just got in the way, So.
That's great. It's nice that you at least can have two people there and they're doing it outside and the kids
Sort
can
of
enjoy it.
Traditional. I'm sure the valedictorian student, I'm sure they'll give their dress
To both, I would think so, yeah.
I did it last year 4 times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was 4 graduations last year, and they
Definitely over the
they were offered,
stage fright by the 4th time.
Yeah, probably hoarse.
Right?
So KHS 23rd.
Congratulations,
Let's hope it doesn't
2021
rain.
graduates.
Jinxed us with the weather.
I hope not.
Bring an
I hope
umbrella.
not.
So, no, if I bring an umbrella, it won't rain.
That's right.
When you
That's
don't
right.
have it, when
It's
it clouds
the
open up.
sky
Yeah.
opens up. So, Dan, I guess we should go to break. All right.
Thank you, Nina, and thank you, Cam. And yes, it is at the bottom of the hour right now. It's 7:30 a.m., and you're listening to KCR, Kingston Community Radio, on AM 920 and 92.5 FM. My name is Dan Gatis, and it is Tuesday, June 8th. You're with us here on a terrific Tuesday with Nina Poshapak and Cameron Rylance. And 72 degrees starting out today. Scattered thunderstorms this morning, then mainly cloudy during the afternoon with continued 70% chance of thunderstorms later on today, a high of 85. Tuesday night, tonight, 70% chance of thunderstorms continuing during the evening and then giving way to cloudy skies overnight, a low of 66. And Wednesday, variable clouds with a 50% chance of scattered thunderstorms with a high of 87. And Wednesday night, partly cloudy, a low of 64. And Thursday, a few clouds early, otherwise mostly sunny day with a high near 85. Thursday night, a low of 57. Partly cloudy to overcast later. And we'll be right back.
Thanks for starting your day with Kingston Community Radio on 920 WGHQ AM Kingston and 92.5 W223CR FM Kingston, New York. Magic 92.5.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Swimming pools are great for family fun, and Central Hudson wants you to play it safe. Never operate an electric appliance next to or in the pool. Be sure pool motors and filters are grounded. Have them installed by a professional and serviced by a licensed professional electrician. Be very careful if there are electric lines above or near a pool, especially if using long-handled cleaning tools. And if a storm is nearby, get out of the water. Your safety matters.
Hi, this is Eleanor Arrow from the town of Ulster, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
You're listening to KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. 72 degrees on this Tuesday, June 8th. And this upcoming portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union. Main office, 1099 Morton Boulevard in Kingston. So let's get back to the on-air studio with Nina Poshapak and Cameron Rylance.
Thanks, Dan.
And we're back. And, right, Dan
Yes.
says we are joined by our guest, Dan Whalen, the executive director of the Boys and Girls Club. So, Dan, you with us?
Yep. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Outstanding. Every day of life, Cam. How about you?
Oh, every day's better than the last.
But you guys are just like overwhelming me at the moment.
I do. I feel like though now more than ever in the direction that we're moving, that yes, every day does feel a little bit better.
Well, yeah. Well, Norman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Norman Vincent Peale, right? The power of positive thinking. So
You got it.
you wake up every day and the glass half full.
Can't deny it. It works. It does. So what's half full at the Boys and Girls Club, Dan? What's going on?
We're gearing up for summer right now, and Really excited about it. As obviously as things start to loosen, and our kids didn't really get much of a summer last year. But what we see as a summer, a full program, and we're excited to try to be able to provide that this year. We're really focused on trying to get the kids out of the building as much as possible. We're dealing with relationships with ECC, Esopus Creek Conservancy, do some nature activities this summer, as well as Bruderhof and Camp Grace, and trying to get the kids to move around and see some things that they don't typically get to see. And we're going to have a game show theme this summer, which the staff is really excited about. We're going to have different throwback game shows and competitions throughout the whole summer. So, again, just really excited for the energy. Population is growing at club. We're seeing more and more engagement, and we're just happy to be moving in that direction.
Yeah, let me go back. So, Camp Grace, did you say?
It used to. People would know it as that. That's what it was before. It's out in Rifton. It's an open camp area. It was run for a while, and then it was it went. I don't know what it closed. I don't know what that was. That was a lot before I moved back home. And yeah, it's just an open area. There's some basketball hoops. There's some greenery and opportunity to do activities.
Oh, it's just like a space that's available for outdoor recreation.
The Bruderhof has taken it over. There's a gymnasium. There's a little lake pond there. They go fishing. There's a activity center that has the pool table, everything like that. And like Dan said, there's outdoor areas. It's you go down past Beale Street and out that way. Corney Road. It's on Corney Road.
Corney Road, that's it, yeah. And we, like I said, we're just accessing the outdoor stuff. First off, that's what we need. Also, again, we're still being careful of, situations.
So
and making sure not to cross too much.
You do try to do field trips and, fun stuff with the kids, get them out of town.
Exactly. And, we talk about it almost every month, right? We want our kids to see things that they wouldn't normally see. And, it might spark an interest, and also just new experiences to just take down the idea of doing the same thing over and over again. Right? We all have fear when we come into a new activity. We're hesitant to do them, but when we put our kids in a position to do it, it becomes normal, and those are things we'd like to do.
Dan, we were talking before in the first half hour, the cost of camps right now and how much the parents are paying to send their children to camp. And at the club, there's no additional charge during the summer months. You don't run in, some Boys and Girls Club have camps during the summer, and parents have to pay an additional fee. I believe that's not the case at Boys and Girls Club in Saugerties or Kingston.
Yeah, that's correct. We stay with our base membership, and we just keep it rolling through the summer.
Wow.
Yeah, which is really, huge advantage for the
for
kids.
working parents, and if you have to, bite the bullet of sending your kids to, camp or do something with them, Boys and Girls Club's a great option.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. If you're a member of the club.
It is, and we, like you said, if it helps take an expense out, everyone could use to save some expenses. So, that's what we're here, and we stay targeted, in our demographic, making sure that those who need us the most have access to this. And that's we look forward to. We're really excited for this summer.
You also mentioned Dan. I got to tell you, I love you, but you speak so quickly, and you have to listen so carefully. You said, I want to go back to something you said. You said your census has been growing. Is that more usage or new members or both or what? And that's great to hear, and that's a testament to your success. So what's up with that?
Yeah, it's just we're seeing kids that typically weren't here for the last year starting to come back. Our numbers are growing. We're getting back. We're working our way back to where we were. Where we were pre-pandemic was probably the most populated we've been. We were active. We were 75 kids a day in the Saugerties Club. We were 80 kids a day in the Kingston Club. Kingston was seeing between 130 to 145 different kids per week. And it was really robust. And now we're starting to see those kids starting to make their way back. So we're excited about moving in that direction.
So historically, you were at a peak, which is kind of refreshing to hear because, you hear about a lot of things. Usage was down, kids are less engaged, less involved. But to me, it seems like you in Kingston were bucking a trend of decline where, if before pandemic, you historically at your busiest ever, that's a lot. I mean,
Yeah, obviously I can't. We've been around for 72 years, so I can't really speak for where we were before that. But speaking to the staff that was here for this tenure, we were as busy as we've ever been.
Wow, that's great to hear.
Yeah, it is. It really, and it's it really speaks volumes for the staff, for Dan as executive director, because to engage kids, in this day and age is very difficult, and he's been so successful, and so is the staff in doing that. That the kids keep returning day in and day out. So, it's a true testament to the club and what they do in both Kingston and Saugerties. 2 units that are extremely busy, not easy to manage when you have 2 units like that. But most of the clubs are one club, and Dan's overseeing 2 clubs. Virtually, actually, it's 2 separate clubs, even though it's under one umbrella. It's Ulster County. It's not easy.
Yeah, and you know what, guys? To be honest, it's 100% a testament to 2 things. Number one, and most importantly, is that we have a great staff, a staff that was put in place, that was hired knowing who they were and what they stood for, and that are completely aligned with our mission. So they are engaged and enthused to be at work every day, which engages the kids. And we move around our community, we see our kids all the time. We stop, talk to them. That's how we've had success in reeling them in. Is not just being here I am at the club, but being a community person that they get to see and talk to. And then the other is like we said, pre-pandemic and all that, we were getting great support. Our community rallies around and helps us, and when we're supported, we're able to put those proper people in place to engage the kids. So it's really favorite thing about this job ever in this organization is it's a complete community engagement.
Very true. Very true. It really is a community effort in so many different ways. Dan, let me ask you. So I think they did the first lights Friday night event, lights on, at Kingston High School. I haven't heard anything on that. Did you hear any feedback about it?
I didn't. I really haven't gotten any information on it, just as much as anyone else. What I've seen in the
I was
papers
just
and
curious
stuff. So
to see how.
I'm assuming it seems like a great program. It seems like everything's in place. I hope it's very, very successful.
Yeah, no.
But I haven't heard. I haven't had any communication. I haven't heard anything.
Okay, just curious
Ask
there.
around. Some of your kids may have been there, so
yeah.
Hopefully,
Yes.
hopefully it was,
I hope it's a success because
Successful,
it's a
yes.
wonderful opportunity for
Attended
kids
and
to take
well
advantage of on a Friday night.
and to grow.
That's for sure.
Definitely.
So let's talk
Definitely.
about fundraising for a minute. Our auction is coming up, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe you could talk a little bit about that and what the people who are listening, how they could participate on a couple different levels, right, Dan?
Format, yeah.
Yeah. So we have our auction coming up on Thursday, July 22nd, and it's going to be a couple-day event. There'll be an online portion for our silent items and a couple other items, and then we'll have a live portion where we have our larger items. We're still working out some of the specific details, so I don't want to put any misinformation out. But basically, this is an event, again, complete community engagement. Our local businesses and supporters, they make, they donate items that we auction off, and all the proceeds come to the club. This is the largest, most important fundraiser of the year for us. This is really how we gauge what will the rest of this year look like, what we'll be able to provide for our kids. So, this is a big event, and really important that we get support through as many ways you can support, whether it's donating an item, bidding on items, sponsoring. There's so many different ways. So again, anyone listening who wants to be involved in this very important event can feel free to reach out to me at the club, and I can talk about the different ways they can be involved.
Yes, and I believe there's
How
info.
do you log on? It's all virtual, right? Or is
Yeah,
there in-person component?
there's a combination. Again, we're working out. We need, as a committee, need to work out the exact specifics right now. We're still, a month out, so there will be an online portion. There'll likely be an in-person portion as well.
Yeah, so next month when you're on will be almost 2 weeks from the date of the actual auction, so you'll have more information as far as signing on and so forth. And Dan's coming off the Saugerties auction. So speaking of 2 separate clubs, he also does fundraising for 2 separate clubs, and in addition to everything else that is involved when you have different locations. So he goes right from one right into the other. Someone says, "Oh my God, Dan!" When Dan's on the radio, so much energy. I said, "That's the only speed he knows is that speed, full ahead." And it shows that the success of the club. I always tease you, when do you sleep? I don't think you sleep, Dan.
Well, we got a lot going on for sure. But like you said, the Sororities auction we just had, and everything went well. And it's important. What's even more important, the bigger thing to us is really the first weekend things were opened up. Everything went well from a health and regulation standpoint. Everything was smooth for people that attended in person. We had an extremely, extremely successful auction, and again, just complete community support. But definitely really want to thank and give a shout out to the team at Sawyer Motors and the Siracusano family for being so invested, going above and beyond. And then people that are at the event know that, Bob's our auctioneer and Ray Tucker is he's auctioneer as well, a support system on it. But what they don't know is how engaged they are on a regular basis and in meeting and how do we do this, what's our plan for that, and then even beyond the auction, how engaged they are. And they have the whole team there. You have Brandon Bracco and Eric Sasso who work for them, running around the room, and being engaged. It's just that Sawyer Motors has really, really provided just such huge success for our club and our kids.
So true. And, just a little aside there, Sawyer Motors is, again, a business in the Siracusano family that really supports the community. I mean, they do the car show every year, and all the proceeds goes to a nonprofit. They're there for the town of Sororities, the Boys and Girls Club, whenever is needed. And they are instrumental in the success of the auction for the Boys and Girls Club up in Sororities. So really, thank you to the Syracusanos. Thank you to Sawyer Motors for all they do for this community, because they're always there and you can always pick up a phone and they're willing to help in whatever way is needed. So, and I remember even with the pandemic, with the mask giveaways and things that they did. Yeah, just an amazing family and a wonderful business, Sawyer Motors. So, great point there, Dan. So what else? Let's think. Now with the summer months coming up and the club, what are you facing as far as getting the kids to the club? Like when they're in school, they're bused to the club at the end of the day and so forth. So is transportation an issue during the summer months?
It's yes. So like we say, when there's a kid that's across town that typically comes to the club, right? If they go to the high school, they're 3 blocks away. They just walk after. Now that person is much further away. Transportation is an issue, but honestly, what our teens are more engaged. We try to get as many teens as possible engaged in summer youth employment. So we want to make sure that they're working in the summer, that they're busy. We always kind of say that it's great. We are great to have populations and high numbers, but if our older teens are in the building, they got to be finding ways into more activities, more jobs, and and stuff like that. That's really where kind of our focus is. And one of the things we're going to be adding this summer, again, the partnerships that we've been able to build have been so supportive and instrumental, both in Kingston and Sororities. We've been working closely with the school districts, and we're looking to have a plan right now, and it looks like it's going to go through, that we'll be able to provide credit recovery at the Kingston Club, which is geared toward the high school kids who've struggled with, pandemic or the way they had to learn, and losing, having some bad grades, that they could come to the club and access an online portal that will allow them to make those grades up and improve those.
All right, you took school credit recovery. This is,
Yeah.
you're talking about, all right, because when you first said it, I'm thinking.
We adults think of credit recovery.
Yeah,
right.
differently.
Yeah, credit. That's what I thought of too.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So you're trying to help in the summer school situation. Is that sort of what you're getting at?
Yeah, it's kind of like I'm just getting more up to speed on credit recovery in general. It's an alternative to the traditional form of summer school, which allows kids to have freedom of movement, right? Like our kids need to be working. They need to get those skills, and when they go into summer school, they don't lose that opportunity. This will provide the opportunity for them to work and then log on and handle their business.
Huh.
Are you doing that through the school system, Dan?
We're working with Kingston City School District on that. Now in Sororities, we're working on a program where they will send a teacher into the club 4 days a week to work with our groups of kids on recovering games with the younger kids, with the elementary kids, because we have a larger population of that in the summer there. And they'll be working on ELA and math and just making sure that they're up to speed and getting them ready for their next grade.
That's fantastic. I just read an article about that just recently. How Yeah, yes, yeah, and especially with the pandemic and the year that the students have had and facing back to, full classes come the fall, it's really going to be a struggle for some students, and that how important summer school is, and getting them acclimated back into the, school system. So that's great. I mean, and on two different levels you're doing that. You're doing it virtually, and then you're doing it through a teacher coming into the facility up in Saugerties. So that's a real positive. In the virtual one in Kingston, is that for high school students, or is that for all grades? How is that working?
That right now is based toward high school students.
Okay. And then in Saugerties, it's the elementary school students that the teacher will be working with?
Yep.
Great. That's fantastic. I'm assuming that a lot of kids will take advantage of that.
We do, we have a lot of kids that will take advantage of it. We've talked on both levels. I've already communicated with a lot of kids that are extremely interested in it. It's like, I said about ideas, like with our workforce development plans, Nina, and all the stuff we want to do, that we need to start bringing people to our kids when we can, right? Make it more accessible to them. That's much different to ask a kid, hey, after you get done with this activity, let's log on and do your credit recovery, opposed to, hey, walk across town and sit in the school for 5 hours a day.
Yeah. No doubt.
One's much more appealing than the other.
I was exactly going to say much more appealing to come to your place. Now, you said something about, you're trying to advocate or whatever for summer employment for your older kids. Is it business owners or something that, needs, can they call and say, hey, Dan, I need a couple kids 15 hours a week to, if Brad Jordan needs help in the park, with landscaping, or, a landlord, is that possible? Could you do that?
Well, Cam, I actually feel a lot of phone calls like that, and I try to connect kids with jobs. What I was speaking to specifically is Summer Youth Employment, which is a county-run program, which targets youth of certain economic status and gives them access to jobs. So it's kind of run through the county. We help. Our role is, first off, we house probably like 5 or 6 employees for the summer, but we try to get as many employees for the county to get to these different jobs. I would think, I don't work on the inner workings of it, I would think that these places register through the county, and then we help the kids to get to the county.
So what's that again? I mean, who knows people listening? Because I know, what's county, what was it again?
It's Summer Youth Employment.
And that's through the county webpage or something, or do you know?
I don't go from that angle. Nina, do you have an angle on that?
I do. So it's Employment and Training Office, EOT, that actually does all of that, and you can reach directly out to them. I don't have their phone number, but if you go on the county website and put in Employment and Training Office, you'll get all the information, and you can sign up as an employer. I don't know if it's on a rolling basis or if there's a deadline for you to sign up each summer. It's a fantastic program. Lisa Berger, who's now director of tourism, used to be the director of that program, and she worked closely with like the Boys and Girls Club and different organizations to get kids in to work for the summer at all these different jobs, including jobs with.
There's people that are looking for help.
And including jobs with the county also.
The cemetery needs people to walk around and pick up the dead bouquets, and in the summer.
Exactly.
That's just a good resource for listeners. You hear that?
Yeah, no, it is. It's a great resource, and it's a wonderful opportunity for the kids, like Dan says,
to learn how to
take
work.
advantage of it. Yes.
There's a process to work. Showing up.
Oh, absolutely.
Proper equipment, correct attitude. If you know how to work, you can do anything. You can wait tables or weld. You know what I mean? But it's learning the skills of how to be an employee, how to work,
getting along with people, coworkers. Yes.
Yeah, those are skills that are super important, and if you can help with that, that's wonderful.
What percentage of your high school students do you think take advantage of the program, Dan?
Percentage is tough. I think last year we had. I think the number was, don't call me, but I'm pretty sure the number was 19 of our youth participating.
Oh, that's great. That's a good number. That's
one of the largest supporters of it.
Wow, almost that. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked at that number. I would have, been happy if you said a dozen, but that's good. Huh.
Yeah, and just speaking about the general labor force at the moment, it's difficult to find help right now. It is very difficult.
Door of Mariners Harbor and it's not help wanted. All shifts. Every pizza parlors, liquor stores.
I know, even in our office, we've been struggling, filling positions. And it's hard. It's very difficult. So to hear that number of kids took advantage of the program last year and hopefully this year is fantastic. I think that's absolutely great.
Want to earn a little
Yeah, and it's funny you say that, Ken. We actually have 2 kids that are working for Mariners right now. They just stepped in, which is great. I mean, that's my thing, is I know that, I mean, we're in the same boat. You know, we're trying to find staff. It's really, really difficult. And, you know, I just see it as an opportunity for our youth who are looking for jobs that, hey, here they are, go get them.
I mean,
we sent a couple kids to, we have a couple kids that work at Diamond Mills, a couple that work at Hits now, and then Mariners. We had one at Savona's. So we try to connect as much as possible to give our kids these opportunities.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the only way you're going to get a couple dollars in your pocket is to, as a teenager, is to work for it. You know, your parents just aren't handing you money anymore. So yeah, and instill that. The most important thing as a parent or an adult or a mentor and educator is you're training this young person to be a self-sufficient member of society, right? Education, work ethic, moral code, whatever, and big step of that is working and being responsible and economically self-sufficient. So, you know, as my parents always said, hey, my job was to teach you how to be an adult or how to be a member of society, and that's what I think all of our job is. You know, that takes a village thing may sound a little corny, but it's totally true.
Absolutely.
That, you know, your bosses, your teachers, your parents, your relatives, all fits together.
Yes.
Yeah. And Dan, it's awesome that you're working towards that, you know, helping people who may not have all the benefits of others. You know, you're trying to bridge those gaps and to fill in the blanks. So it's, you know, that's why I'm glad you have all this energy. and I'll gladly strain to hear you talk, you know, as long as you keep it up. So definitely.
Lots of energy.
So anything else? We got a couple minutes left. Any fun thing? Any other fun field trips you got this summer? Or
You know, I guess I just want to say, like, where we are right now. You know, we really, you know, stepped up through the pandemic. We've talked about it tons of time on this radio, and you know, we're excited to do it, happy to do it, but we've always kind of felt like we were away from our mission. You know, school, virtual school, those things, you know, which we're happy to do, but we're now at the point where we feel like the club is this is where the club is going to make its biggest impact, because this is what we do. It's time. Kids are coming back out. It's time to help with anything they may have endured through the pandemic, as well as get people back into structures, get them active, get them involved, and start progressing forward. So, I mean, I almost feel like, although, you know, the pandemic was tiring, all the stuff that we had to do, and it was a lot on all of us, that we're like, okay, but now we need to restart this work, which is going to be the biggest impact. So, I mean, for us, we're excited to move in that direction, but, you know, also, like when we talked about, you had our Saugerties auction, which was a success. Now we have our Kingston auction. This really sets the tone on how much we're going to be able to do. So anyone who, you know, wants to support, please feel free. There's many different avenues you can support the club on. You can reach out to me. You can call me at the club, 338-8666, or you can email me at dwhalen, WHALEN, at bgclubsulstercounty.org. Probably want to go to the website because that's a long email. But anyone who wants to be involved with this is really we have a critical time ahead of us.
Dan, I'm one person who wants to copy down your email, so can you say it a little bit slower?
Yep.
Okay.
It's long. It's D Whalen, WHALEN, at B as in boy, G as in girl, clubs with an S, and then Ulster County has to be spelled out. .org.
There you go.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Dan's got it this time.
He's around it.
I got it. Okay, Dan, I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. Well, and then, you know, listeners, please reach out. You know.
There's a lot of kids out there that you know, listeners might know.
No, or you know, the kids you see playing in the street, driving around town. You know, they need a place. So please, you know, reach out, and it's all.
You can help on so many levels.
Yes, you know, it doesn't have to be financial either.
No,
you know,
it does not.
Correct.
Excellent. So, Dan, again, thank you so much for the work you do, for everything, and you know, keep it up. And,
thanks, Dan.
Yes, next month, you know, hopefully you have all the details for your auction, and, you know, we'll do our little part to get the word out. So
yes, for sure.
Definitely will.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Okay, be well
Have
and
a great
safe.
day.
Thanks, Dan.
Well, there. Another busy half hour.
Yes, a lot of information in that half hour, right? Yeah, about the club and what's amazing to me,
And
Cameron.
Nina, you're still involved. You're still on the board, right?
Yeah, I am.
As well
I
as
am.
20 some other members of our
Yes,
community.
we have a
board members. The commitment there.
very active board.
I'm sure. You guys all are financially vested as well as emotionally and your time too. So it's not easy.
Yeah, absolutely. And once you get involved, and I have to say, when you have someone like Dan leading the ship, it's contagious, to say the least. So, but I was just going to say quickly, and then we're going to break, is it's amazing when we have all these guests come on, how many things in this community go on that we don't even realize on a daily basis or we don't think about. And, Carl Brown will be on hopefully at 8 o'clock. And Carl always tries to promote new businesses, people that are coming into the community that we don't know about. And it's always a surprise who he's going to bring next. So I'm curious to see what we'll have at the top of the hour. But thank you, Dan, and thank you for all you do for the community.
Who's the board president now?
Steve Sickler.
Oh, wow,
Yes.
that's cool. All
Yeah,
right, good,
Steve
good.
Sickler. Yeah. So he's great, and he does a good job.
been involved
and
for a while, I
He
know.
has.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been there as long as I've been there. Yeah, so 16 years, 17 years, maybe even more. So,
All right.
all right, Dan.
Well, we're about the top of the hour, so we'll go to break.
Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Cameron. And a very, very special thanks to Dan Whalen for calling in and updating us on everything with Boys and Girls Club of Ulster County. You're listening to KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. It's now 8 o'clock a.m. this Tuesday, June 8th, 75 degrees now here in Uptown Kingston. This portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, main office, 1099 Morton Boulevard in Kingston. A little busy with the weather. There's scattered thunderstorms happening later this morning, then mainly cloudy during the afternoon with a continued 70% chance of thunderstorms, a high of 85. And Tuesday night, 70% chance of thunderstorms continuing during the evening, and then that gives way to cloudy skies overnight, a low of 66. Wednesday, variable clouds with a 50% chance of returning scattered thunderstorms, a high of 87. And Wednesday night, partly cloudy, a low of 64. Thursday, a few clouds early, otherwise mostly sunny, a high near 85. And Thursday night, low 57, partly cloudy, 2 overcast. Later in the day, low of 57 for Thursday night. And we'll be right back.
Thanks for starting your day with Kingston Community Radio on 920 WGHQ AM Kingston and 92.5 W223CR FM Kingston, New York. Magic 92.5.
Hi, this is Tony Marmo from Norman Staffing, and we've been bringing together employers and job seekers since 1980. If you're an employer and have job vacancies, let Norman Staffing help fill them with permanent or temporary workers. We screen, interview, and recommend the best candidates for your company. We make the employment process easier and faster for you. Please call Norman Staffing for your employment needs at 338-9111, 338-9111, or normanstaffing.com.
We are Lions. We bring hope where it's needed. We are a global force for good. Support causes that matter. Change lives. Change communities. Change the world. We can do more together than we can alone. Join in. Experience the joy of serving. Be part of the movement. Give back. Let's unite the world for good. We are Lions. You can be too. Visit weserve.org.
Hi, my name's Maggie. I'm from Copic, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
And you're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM WGHQ, and our live streaming on mykcr.org. It's Tuesday, June 8th, and 75 degrees now here in Uptown Kingston. This upcoming segment of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Kingston Lions Club, serving the Kingston Ulster County area since 1941. 845-901-9067. Call them 845-901-9067. Let's get back to the on-air studio. There's a lot going on in the on-air studio. Let's get back to Nina and Cam and our new guest, Carl.
You said what?
And we are, yeah, exactly.
We are
You're
back.
on tape. Remember that. We're on tape. We're back, and it's 8 o'clock. And before we get to our guest, Carl Brown, it's birthday
It
time.
is
It's
birthday.
The Boyce Brothers Dairy Cow Pie Giveaway. So, today, June 8th, Nina, why don't you go first?
Okay, so this is a very special birthday to me because this individual is my cousin, my older cousin. So, that's
Yeah. Rub it in a little.
There you go. So on June 8th, Les Lombardi, happy birthday from the Ulster County Italian American Foundation.
Hey.
Happy birthday, Les. I hope you're listening.
Happy birthday, Les.
And I have June 8th. I want to wish a very happy birthday to Rose Ferraro Bruck from your friends at the People's Place, and we hope you enjoy your special day. So let's put these in the randomizer and come up with our winner, and there you go. Congratulations, Rose Ferrero Bruck. You are the lucky recipient of a complimentary cow pie from the Boyce Brothers Dairy Milk House, 62 O'Neill Street, right here in beautiful Midtown Kingston.
Somebody else is going to have to bolt down to Boyce Dairy Milk House and get your cousin.
And it's hot as heck.
Yeah, that's right. Get my cousin the cake.
It's hot as
That
heck
would be
today,
with that
so
pie.
you're
You're
gonna
right,
enjoy
Dan.
it. And so, listeners, send your birthday wishes in. It's summer. Who doesn't want free ice cream on your birthday? So send them in. P.O. Box 4364, Kingston, New York 12402. Send them on in, and we'll
Or email, right?
Email,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
and
can
my KCR, and send them in. So, Carl, good morning.
Good
Welcome
morning.
back.
Good morning,
Carl.
Karen. Good morning. Good morning,
So
Nina.
before we start the show, we have to say a special happy birthday to Carl because yesterday was his birthday.
Yes, June 6th.
Yes. So happy birthday.
Yes,
Yes.
happy birthday.
Yes.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Yeah, 2 days
Do
ago.
anything
Yes.
special? Do anything fun?
Not really. I just went out to dinner with my family. That was very
That was
special.
fun.
Always special. And then we went to the casino and lost money.
Now, which casino?
Wasn't special.
Which casino?
To the resorts.
Okay.
Resorts, yeah.
Oh, down in Monticello. or
Monticello,
whatever.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yep.
How was it
I'm
busy
sitting there
down
going,
there?
you know
Is
what?
it-
Should I have went down there or should I bought that dog on a gas grill I want?
Yeah, right.
You could have won, bought a bigger gas grill if you want.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
How is it? What's? I've never been there. What's up? Is it nice?
It's nice.
Is it
They got table games.
professional?
I like
Is it-
being on the table. I like playing progressive poker. I like also sitting
Really?
down.
Poker player?
Yeah, three-card
That's-
poker or even blackjack.
Oh, that's cool.
I just like playing cards.
Yeah.
So my wife will get on the machines and.
What I think's cool
Good rounds.
about casino poker is you're playing people at the table. You're not playing the odds in the sky or whatever. It's person to person, which is I think cool. So
It is good.
was it busy? Is there business? Are
Yes,
they
it was
declining? Are they what's
Very, very busy.
Oh, it was. That's good to hear.
People want to get out.
Sunday, the weekend?
Yeah.
This is what night were you there?
Sunday night.
Sunday night. It was wow.
But people want to get out. That's the key. People have been locked in for how long now?
That's true.
Almost a year.
Yeah, very true.
Well, could you see? Could you get a gauge of the people there? Was it locals? Was it people coming up from the city, Jersey, Pennsylvania, tourists?
When you're talking there, it's all over.
Really?
They got tour buses that come in and drop
Oh,
people
really?
off.
Huh. I got to get out there.
And the restaurants,
They have
right?
restaurants and
They got
stuff
the
there?
they got the restaurants. They're
one,
going,
2, 5, 3?
Actually, there's about 3 or 4 different restaurants that they have there, and they're all open. But here's the thing: you get there, you also have a hotel there to stay over. They put that on. It's been on there for a while, and then you also have a water park to go to too.
Really? Like full-on water park, or is
Full-on
it just some
water
crappy little one?
Full-on water park.
Really? And there's golf near there too, isn't there? Is there a
I
golf
believe so.
course
I
there?
believe so. Yeah, I believe
Huh.
so. But it's pretty decent. Pretty decent.
Wow.
Not bad. Not bad.
Las Vegas in New York.
Yeah.
Oh, right in Monticello.
Quite-
You know what? I really
Quite a resort, like the ones in Connecticut. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yep.
What I'm looking forward to is with my son. We're going. We already talked about it. Even though he's a teenager, Legoland. I can't wait to go to Legoland.
Oh, Legoland is opening.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I was looking on Facebook the other day.
I loved Legos.
And Steve Noble and his family went to Legoland.
Yeah, that's cool.
Did they?
God, they have a Legoland open.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the best one in the world. I do, I listen to rock and roll, the PDH, the rock and roll radio station, and the guy went with his kid for a preview.
Had a good time.
Says awesome, and it was only like half open.
How old are your kids?
He's senior in high school.
Senior in high
But
school.
he's 17, but he grew up playing
Legos.
He and I, we build them together for like thousands of hours.
So you're going for yourself, really.
Yeah, that's right, Carl. He's using his son as an excuse.
Just throw the son right under the bus.
That's right.
Yeah, he's 17.
He's got a fond memory of Legos. He was like, "Yeah, let's go." He's into, I want to go. So whatever, we'll work it out.
And it's so close to us. I mean, why not? Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, there's things to do, and that's awesome. Yeah. But that's a nice opening to our Lights On program. Let's talk about it.
So how was it? That was the inaugural one was Friday.
Yeah, well, let's just discuss a little bit about the Legoland. Any kids that are watching or anyone that has kids, take them to Legoland. I'm telling you, just an adventure to go somewhere, especially to amusement park or somewhere with your kids. When they're growing up or even when they're 17. The thing is that you're spending quality time with your kids. You're having a good time. And
memories.
There's nothing.
It is memories.
Remember that forever.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, and let's go into our Lights On
Friday
program.
Night's Light. Friday Night.
Friday Night's Lights.
There you go. Lights On.
Well,
Yeah.
Lights On.
Friday
Lights On.
Night Lights is, yeah.
So,
TV show.
let's hear about it.
Well, the Lights On program, we got together on the 4th, which was last Friday. And we got to get a little presentation. We actually opened it up to the parents also so that they can come because they have to fill out a form, a release form to let their kids go there. It's only for kids that are between 13 to 18 years old. There's a age gap there. But there's so many different things to go through. So anyway, July 4th, we went there, looked at the different rooms that we're going to be in so that people that have different programs like the virtual reality program that we're going to have. We're having a cooking program. And there's just different programs that we're having. Kids are able to come there and, find the confines of where they're going to be learning all this stuff so that they're not running all through the high school for anybody that want to dispel any of those beliefs that we're going to have kids that are running around the high school with their heads cut off, just creating hell. That's not going to be the situation. We're going to have safety officers and people, counselors and stuff like that in the area to make sure that the kids are doing what they should be
Monitoring the
doing,
situation, yeah.
having a good time, spending time with other kids, building relationships with other kids, learning different things, and blowing off energy. We have the gym. We have weightlifting program that's going on too.
Is there a trainer there or something?
Yes, there's going to be a
trainer.
trainer. No, there's going to be a trainer there.
Wow,
There's gonna be a
that's
trainer.
cool.
So all of this stuff is absolutely free for the kids that want to partake for it. You don't have to be any race, any color. It doesn't. No demographics, certain income level, or whatever the case may be. It's opened up for the kids.
For everyone.
For everyone.
Now, is there a fun component? I mean, those things are great, but they're a little serious. But is there just a fun relaxation component as well, where you can just go
there's a fun
hang out and talk to your friends, listen to,
Oh, yeah.
you dance
Absolutely.
or whatever?
And the kids can do anything they want. In other words, if I go into the virtual reality class, I can go there. If I only want to spend 10 minutes there, I can. If I want to leave from there and then go play some basketball, I can do that.
Talking about like gaming, virtual reality, and computer,
I don't know myself, but I'm going to definitely try it. I'm definitely going to try it because the guy was talking about the headsets that he's putting on, and you got to be in a safe area. You got to be on a mat and stuff like that because you could fall over. So
I think it's where you put the right. Yeah.
And look at us talking about it right now. Can you imagine? These 13 and 18-year-olds once they get into this thing. I just hope we don't have so many kids that want to go to one class and we pack up one class and they don't participate in all the other classes.
Well, it'll be. I'm sure it's going to be ongoing, changing situation. With things that work, you stick with. Things that don't, you try to change. Well, now, how many did you have any good numbers or?
Oh yeah, I think we got between 30 to 40 kids immediately signed up.
That's cool.
And that's the way we actually want it. We don't want to have 200 kids right away and start dwindling down. We want to ramp up,
Grow it.
so the kids can start talking about it and talking about a lot of good things. So,
What's the
it's good.
time, Carl? Like, what time does it run from?
It's going to be from 6 to 10 p.m.
Okay.
6 to 10 p.m. The age bracket is 13 years old to 18 years old. It's going to be on Friday nights.
Which is
It's
middle
gonna
and
be on,
senior high school, right? Middle school, then high school, yeah.
It's going to be every Friday night for one solid year. And if the program's a
Really?
success.
Every Friday?
Every Friday night.
Wow.
Now, everything is volunteer as far as people that are doing the classes, people that are there to assist, the food, everything like that. Is that all volunteer individuals that are doing all of that to make the program, run?
The people that are running the programs, I believe they're getting paid for that.
Okay.
That piece I wasn't there for.
Okay.
But we wanted to pay those people.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Now, here's a nice thing, too, what the county's done. And thanks to the county exec, Pat Ryan, they also folded in the Project Resilience in this also, where we're feeding the kids. So the first night, I believe we're having Dallas Hot Wieners is going to be there to feed the kids. And we're going to have different businesses feeding the kids. So it's money from the federal government. It's coming from
trickling down.
The federal government to the county, from the county to the business owners, keeping them in business.
Into the bellies of our children.
Into the bellies of our children.
Amen.
Yeah, that's
Can't
the way
beat
it
it.
should work, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the kids talk to mom and dad what they had to eat. Mom and dad then goes out to visit
Sure.
Business X.
Absolutely, yeah.
And have something to eat. So
Definitely.
that's called the economy. Spending our money
Absolutely.
back into the county itself.
Rolling
here.
it over. Yeah.
So it's good.
It
Well,
starts
that's
next week?
ambitious. Every Friday. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
It starts next Friday? This
Starts
coming?
next Friday, the 11th, yes.
Now,
The
do you know,
11th.
are there opportunities for people to help, volunteer?
Absolutely.
Or do you know
Absolutely.
how listeners
Absolutely.
can
You're gonna
get involved with that?
you're gonna call the Human Rights Commission, and you can look at the county website. Call the Human Rights Commission. Speak to Tyrone Wilson. I don't want to give out his
okay.
personal cell phone.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Everybody blow it up.
I used to be friends with them. Until I
Yeah, right.
There you go.
And he's one busy man, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sure is.
So he's the point person, I would say.
Absolutely. He looked at this program in, I believe it was in the city, or no, it was in New Jersey.
Yeah,
And-
Newark.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk about
Seeing a
a
program.
city that needs help, you know.
But what was really key about this whole program was when DJ died, got killed.
Right.
Everyone was talking about how to, combat the gun violence and stuff like that. And it really comes down. It starts with our kids. Our kids grow up to adults. So if we can try to have an impact, to have things for the kids to do.
They do what they see.
do.
Growing up, you see the,
Yeah.
offer alternatives to every decision,
But the study was that the kids that were participating in the Lights On program in Newark, gun violence went down to nothing. 0. So it's pretty.
Yeah, that's an amazing statistic.
And everybody wants to talk about, what are they doing? Oh, they got a buyback program. Oh, they had a news conference, but they weren't talking about this. They were talking about a Lights On program, talking about this and that in school, and restorative justice in the schools.
That's what you're doing. Restorative justice and
what people don't understand. When you have somebody that wants to complain about something, they're going to complain about it anyway.
You got it.
That's
the
problem.
truth of the matter.
And a lot of times, what they're really complaining about is not the real problem. The real problem is
symptom. They're
deeper.
complaining about the symptom.
Yeah, it's deeper than something else.
And they're not yet, that person not willing to offer an alternative or help,
Right.
they're going to complain.
Right.
It's people like you and other people in our community that step up and are doing something. So
I'm going to give
you're a
Tyrone
role model,
I'm going to give Tyrone's number quickly. So it's
here we go.
334-5492. So if that's his county phone number, his office phone number. So if you're interested in participating in the program or getting more information about
artist,
it. Yeah.
or
you
a
want
musician,
yes. Sure.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
And if you have a program that you look at the list first and find out if we have a slot for somebody. Because if you have a program coming up, I'm pretty sure he has open arms for that also. The more we have for the kids, the more activities we have for the kids, the more we keep kids busy.
The more engaged, the
the
more
more
kids
engaged
will
they
be
are.
engaged,
Guess
absolutely.
what? They're not engaged in gang violence. They're not engaged
Trouble
in
on a
trouble,
Friday night.
and
Absolutely
they're
true.
not having any problems.
Yep.
Trust me, they're not going to go to the
And,
Lights
yeah.
On program trying to start any trouble because you know what? Trouble's not there waiting for them.
That's right.
You know, on the streets, they're waiting there. They're
Yeah.
just waiting to be drafted into the NBA or the gang.
Yeah.
if they're
Yeah.
sitting on the streets
But
because
that's
they
not gonna happen.
They know they can't.
Education and employment and education are the two most important things to keep kids out of trouble.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And we're doing both. At Friday nights, you're doing both. You're offering
and
some
it's a good thing. I mean,
and some food.
Last month, and we were talking about this when we were on the break. We were talking about Teseri over in Diamond Mills not being able to get.
Yeah, he had his brother-in-law up from Long Island.
He had his brother-in-law
Omelets.
from Long Island talking. There's listeners that are listening, so this show is very important. People are listening. Look at this. Why the Boys Club? They jumped on it. Oh, let's get our kids employed up there.
Yeah.
You
Which
know,
I think
we-
is huge.
we
That
should
was
be-
total news to me that they
Right.
the Boys and Girls Clubs involved in that type of thing.
We should be doing that in community action. We should be doing that in a lot of the other nonprofits. I don't just want to specify which nonprofits because I don't know too much about them, but everyone can pitch into this.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, when the kids are working or they're playing, they're not doing crime.
Yes. Yes.
Hello.
And a couple bucks in your pocket, the only way you're going to get that is work.
Yeah.
You know? Well, there's bad ways to get it,
I
but
didn't,
the best way is
and I didn't mean to be facetious last time when I was on the show. I said, you know, we taken out our pools in the parks and stuff like that. Let's really think about that. I'm really perplexed about that because you know Binghamton, they had carousels there, and there was a multimillionaire that loved carousels, and when he died, he donated all his money so that Binghamton would continue keeping those carousels there. And the kids still go to the parks. They're real carousels that go around.
Interesting.
You know, and we had these parks that had the pools and stuff.
Waiting pools, yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
I think if we put our heads together, there's nothing stopping us from putting those pools back in and keeping kids out of harm's way. That's a nice thing to do. And again, downtown, they have a pool uptown. We could put one down there. We have the money. We got the resources. If we invest in our kids, just like we're trying to do from the Boys Club to the community action to the Lights On program.
And the Y too, the Y.
And the Y.
Yeah, they're another great resource. And we were talking just before you came, how much we don't realize the work that's done behind the scenes with the youth and with, the kids in the community. Just like even community action. You could talk about that for a moment, Carl. Like what community action does. I don't think people realize all the things that the services that are offered through community action, not only for youth but for individuals that may need some.
Insecurity.
Yeah, and even home improvements. Yeah.
And that's the thing, you know, more of this. And people look at me sometimes and go, oh, wow, you want to go to the middle of Kingston to do this? It's not about me. It's like if we're in the middle of Kingston, in Midtown, that's where the majority of people, everyone passes through Midtown, from uptown to Midtown.
You're right.
We still can have our
It's that
place
corridor right there.
Well, Kingston is going to be receiving, what, $17 million?
Yes.
That's
federal aid?
That's the city.
$17,301,000.
That's the city. The county's getting $34 million.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can all pitch
think
in.
we
Pat
could, county
Ryan
and
and
city.
Steve Noble can pitch in, and we can put a
Lot of
pool
money.
in downtown. Well, they got it. It ain't theirs. Guess whose it is?
It's the taxpayers.
The government gave you the money, which is the taxpayers. And the taxpayers are saying, hey, we like to spend it over here. We like to keep our kids out of trouble.
You don't need an Olympic-sized pool with, all
You
that.
want, you want to keep crime down? Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah,
there you go, right there. We have opportunities to do that, and we see that all the time. How many kids that went to the Boys Club or are at the Boys Club right now have been involved in gangs or any shootings?
Probably not many of them. No. That's the kids who aren't involved or hadn't been involved are most likely people who are following a bad path.
Kids.
Honest, you have to be honest. You know.
How many kids are working, are getting in trouble?
Yeah, no, if you're working, no, you're absolutely right.
And
You're absolutely correct.
and think about this right here. When kids are busy playing with other kids, all they're worried about is being better than the next kid at playing volleyball or whatever it's doing.
Basketball, dancing, whatever. Yeah.
They don't have time thinking about, let me rob him and get his wallet and do this and all the negative stuff.
That's the importance of offering alternatives to sitting around doing nothing.
Offer programs.
Yep, yep.
And since we got that little small window where our money's right there, I know we got to think about our total economy. But if we want to keep our streets safer, the programs and everything. And again, I'm going to go back to this. The county has stepped up also and put money into this Lights On program. So did the city. The city anteed up money. They anteed up money, 45, 55, 60, whatever, how many dollars it
for
was.
the year or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what we need. We need mayors and county execs that really are considering and taking our kids, not for granted, but looking at our kids as our future. And every one of our county execs and everyone in the community sees this. It's just where do we spend the money the right way to make it work?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly correct.
That's right.
That's the $17 million question. How do we spend it the right
And
way?
the $34 million question. Since we're talking about dollars.
$52 million question.
Yeah, right.
You're right. Putting the money in the correct places, not
Yeah.
wasting it on professional fees and
But it's a good thing.
studies, whatever.
And talking about
There's already
studies.
boots on the ground, or there's already agencies, there's things in place. We don't need a consultancy or whatever. You get a commission or a unilateral financial committee or something to whatever, look through the grant proposals or look through the RPOs or whatever the heck you call it.
Yeah.
And divvy it up correctly.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be a good reason why we don't have the pools in the parks, but I can think of many good reasons why we should have them in there.
Well, let me tell you a little something about pools.
Okay, go ahead. Pool wineries.
Talk to Cameron about pools.
I love them, but taking care of them is a P-I-N-E.
Well, hey, that's why we hire people. To take care of them. You're not being hired.
No.
I got a job. I'm getting paid to take care of one pool.
So that's good. I'm glad we have this the Lights On program. I think we got something right now where we have another outlet for kids to learn stuff. I mean, we have the YMCA, we have the Boys Club, we have different things for kids.
The Hodge Center.
The Hodge Center, different things for kids to do, but learning something different.
Sure. I know there's something you've been passionate about for a year. The Restorative Justice Center.
Right.
That's up and running and functioning, and the wheels of justice are turning and all that.
That's going.
I mean, no news is good news. Right here, so
right, yes.
Well,
not having heard anything about it since they had the groundbreaking ceremony and all that.
Right.
But
the Restorative Justice Center is great. I mean, it's a it's a good
anything
place.
About, like how many kids have gone through it, or people, or any idea?
As far as going through the Restorative Justice Center for what? Restorative justice practices, or
just been in the not in the system, but. Yes, going through it for the program, for the...
Well, for one thing, the Restorative Justice building isn't there for restorative justice practices only. It's there for community empowerment, too.
Oh yeah, but do you know any idea how many, kids have been diverted from family court to go through that, or...
No. I have no idea. That's in the workings right now, to divert a lot of stuff from court.
Yeah. That's the genesis of the whole thing is...
Well, yeah, and it should be from diverting them from law enforcement also. So there's different ways you can practice restorative justice. It's in the criminal system, right? It's mainly started in the school system to keep kids out of the prison pipeline. So you have restorative justice practices that are practiced within the school system, all right? Then you also have those same restorative justice practices. I hope Family of Woodstock is listening. You teach them to your law enforcement. Not even touched right now. Then the restorative justice practices are within the law in general, in the court system. So Dave Clay's got a case. Is it a bad case? Is it a misdemeanor? Can we restore this to restorative justice practice? Can they see a counsel, get into a circle, and can the circle get back with us and let us know what the outcome was? Yeah. Can we save somebody without putting them behind bars?
Yeah.
So it's in the court system, in the law enforcement system, in the school system, and then you employ that also within the community. You see how that works?
Yeah.
So that everyone's understanding restorative justice practices. But the thing is to have a decent relationship with the people that you're working with in order to say, you can do this, or we can go to the punitive measure. What would you suggest? And then you get them involved into the circle if they want to. Some people are hard-headed; they might not want to go into the circle. They might just want to vie for the punitive stuff, and that's fine also. But it takes some coaching and some ingenious caring to get, especially in the school, in the community, not in the law and the law enforcement area, because they're already in their grasp. Yeah. But I'm saying in the community, somebody breaks a window or something like that, to get them to get into a circle before you report it to the law, there's a whole process there. And they need people like myself and other people that understand this to implement it and implement it properly, and just don't, because you can take restorative justice, implement that program, and make it totally punitive. I've seen it done.
Yeah, well, that's.
Oh well, then you got to do this.
That's what you're trying to avoid, because once the kid is punished and part of the system,
they're not coming back in the circle.
No, yep, exactly.
That's number one.
You're trying to avoid the punitive.
Right, but way some people are looking at it is totally different. Well, but it's to stop a lot of stuff and also stop the recidivism. Okay, and that starts with, now they're trying to implement the probation department with it also. Different opinions on that. I think when the probation laws are changed, then we can actually start really, really addressing real reform. I'll give you an example. Kid comes late to his probation department. Hey, throw him back into jail. No. Change all that. Yeah. Restructure that. Don't talk about restorative justice practice. Restructure those procedures while you're throwing people back in jail, and then you can talk about real reform. Other than that, that's the swing-way door right there. If you're part of the problem, you can't be part of the solution also.
Yeah. Amen. So there it is. All right, Carl, now we got to go. So thank you so much.
Yep.
Yeah, half hour food. Yeah, it did. Absolutely.
Yeah, all right, Dan, take us to break.
Shut up.
Thank you. No, it was good. It was great.
Okay, and thank you, Nina Poshapak, Cameron Rylance, and a very, very special thanks to Carl Braun, Community Action. You are with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM, WGHQ. 8:31 a.m., and it's Tuesday, June 8th, 75 degrees here in Uptown Kingston. This last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Kingston Lions Club, serving the Kingston-Ulster County area since 1941. And you can call them at 845-901-9067, a local chapter that connects you to a global force for good. And once again, mid-Hudson Valley weather and forecast. Scattered thunderstorms occurring this morning, then mainly cloudy during the afternoon with continued possibility of scattered thunderstorms throughout the afternoon, a high of 85. Tuesday night, 70% chance of thunderstorms during the evening, giving way to cloudy skies overnight, a low of 66. Wednesday, variable clouds with a 50% chance of scattered thunderstorms, and a high of 87 for tomorrow. And tomorrow night, partly cloudy, a low of 64. Thursday, few clouds early, otherwise mostly sunny. On Thursday, a high near 85, and Thursday night, a low of 57, partly cloudy to overcast later overnight. We'll be right back.
Thanks for starting your day with Kingston Community Radio on 920 WGHQ AM Kingston and 92.5 W223 CR FM Kingston, New York. Magic 92.5.
Hi, this is Tony Marmo from Norman Staffing, and we've been bringing together employers and job seekers since 1980. If you're an employer and have job vacancies, let Norman Staffing help fill them with permanent or temporary workers. We screen, interview, and recommend the best candidates for your company. We make the employment process easier and faster for you. Please call Norman Staffing for your employment needs at 338-9111, 338-9111, or normanstaffing.com.
We are Lions. We bring hope where it's needed. We are a global force for good. Support causes that matter. Change lives. Change communities. Change the world. We can do more together than we can alone. Join in. Experience the joy of serving. Be part of the movement. Give back. Let's unite the world for good. We are Lions. You can be too. Visit weserve.org.
Hi, this is Dina Roy from Hurley, and I support the Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
And we're back. Thank you for being with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. It is 8:34 a.m. this Tuesday, June 8th. 75 degrees about here now in uptown Kingston. And this upcoming portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Rondout Savings Bank. Rondout Savings, always working for you and our community, with branches in Kingston, West Hurley, and Hyde Park, also online at rondoutbank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. So let's get back to the on-air studio with Nina Postupak and Cameron Rylance.
And we are back for the home stretch.
Yes, we are. And as always, so much good information, right, Cameron?
Yeah,
and so many,
things to discuss.
committed individuals who just want to really make a difference and make our community better.
Place to live, yeah.
Yes. So I pulled up, we're waiting for Sue.
Sue Copenhagen.
Yes.
Hopefully will be joining us.
For Office of the Aging. But while we're waiting for her, I pulled up the Office of Employment and Training for the county so that I can give everyone, hopefully, a phone number. And there is an opportunity, Cameron, for individuals that have businesses to post their job openings. So you can post the job openings for free. You could do employee recruitment, on-the-job training. So there's a section there. And then there's also a section for job seekers that have job listings, classroom training, and training opportunities. So there is quite a bit that you can do, from the website. So I encourage people to go on. It's ulsterworks.com and look at the programs. There's summer employment opportunities. And also, Dr. Robert SUNY Ulster offers scholarships. So part of that is on the Ulster Works website, and it'll give you a really good overview of all the things that are available. They also have individuals that are looking for jobs, and if you're a veteran, they have a special section for veterans or people with disabilities. So a very robust.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah. Yes, and it's under the Office
I'm gonna
of
check it into it, because I need
Employment
to
and Training.
hire a part-time assistant moving forward, so.
That's great for the summer months.
No, for permanent.
Oh, permanent.
Yeah. Because
You're
there's
going
a
to,
bunch of things happening, but like half-time, permanent. An assistant, man, woman, I don't care.
Yeah, I just happened to be scrolling through, and here, Suburban Propane, current employment opportunities, date June 1st, vacancies for truck drivers and truck driver apprentice. So for Suburban Propane.
Tell you what,
There you go.
Start being a helper, and then get your CDL, and I'm sure those guys are making 50, 60, maybe more a year.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the opportunities
And
are,
I know, like I know a guy that works for one of the local oil companies. They are desperate for
drivers. Yes,
Like the guy,
CDL
like-
drivers are in a great demand right now.
Absolutely, and you can make. Well, I maybe it was a week ago. It might have been you were out. my parents, actually my mom saw it. She saw an article in the Wall Street Journal or the Times. Some company in Texas that makes wind turbines, the big
Oh,
wind
yeah, you were
turbines,
saying, yes.
$14,000 a week for truck drivers to bring their products to the wind farms.
Can you imagine?
No. Oh, my
No,
God.
unbelievable. But yeah, you're absolutely right. So many opportunities that you don't realize.
Every truck, whether it's FedEx, Amazon, Old Dominion Freight Lines, every single the back of it, employment opportunities. Call this, sign-on bonuses.
Yeah.
Every vehicle.
I know. It's really everybody knows we've been looking for a bus driver for UCAT. And no, for to drive our motor vehicle bus.
Whoa.
And we have found someone, and they are from UCAT,
Oh,
so
good.
which is nice.
So when is
yes.
the DMV bus heading out again?
So we're hoping the beginning of July. We'll be
All
back
right.
on the road. Yeah.
So you can do the mobile bus, the mobile DMV, and the mobile vaccine.
Yes.
A little tailgate party.
People are excited to have the bus come back on the road, and we're excited to have it. So
That'll be by appointment too, right?
no, that will be walk up
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
and walk-ins.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's very difficult for us to do appointments because we don't have a kiosk out there. We don't have the ability to really.
Do you know where the first stop is going to be in July?
So Mondays we're in Marlboro, Tuesdays we're in Saugerties, Wednesdays we're in Ellenville, and Thursdays we're in Newport. And then the first Friday of every month we're up in Shandaken, and the rest of the month we're down in Walkill. So we'll go right back to our regular schedule. Yeah. So
That's great.
we're excited to get back on the road. But what I was doing while we're speaking here is I'm hoping the Office of the Aging has been sending us their newsletter every month. And so I thought we could pull it up since Sue's,
I don't know why Sue's.
and we could talk a little bit about what's going on there. Yeah, hopefully. Which will,
Well, yeah, I know last month she was talking about they're starting to investigate the community cafes and reopening, some of the senior centers throughout the county are starting to reopen for, business or, allow people in, so.
yeah, which really, I know seniors really look forward to that, the socialization, not only just for the meals themselves, but the socialization and getting together and so forth. So it's nice to see that they're starting them up again. Yeah, and
Hopefully, I know maybe you might be able to find some details about that.
yes, I'm just waiting for everything to load
Well,
on
I
my
know,
phone.
Yeah, I know, personally, Sue's been involved with the pods and, the vaccination attempt and all that, but.
Yes, I saw a statistic, or I read a statistic, that we're up for people over the age of 18, first dose, we're up to 60%.
What a
That's all
great
right,
entrance.
we're pulling up your newsletter, so we were going to speak about what's going on with your newsletter. All right, there we go.
Copenhagen, good morning. That's all right.
Okay.
Had trouble finding parking or something? or-
No, it's just, I can't get there from here, no
That's
matter
all
what
right.
I do.
That's all right.
That's
Well,
okay.
welcome. You're here. That's
Yes,
all that
yes,
counts.
yes.
Welcome back.
Yes.
So do you know if anybody on the radio, on these different community radio shows have updated you on the COVID stats lately?
We were just talking about that.
Just brought
We-
that up.
Yeah, so go ahead.
I
give
know
us the
we're
statistics.
Kingston, we're on the paper, less than 38 cases or something like that. And
38 cases on the 5th of June, yes. On last Friday, there were no positives. They had over 1,300 tests. There were no positives.
Wow.
Which is fantastic.
Which is really, I think there were a couple maybe in the last couple days, but 0.4% on the 6th of June of people who were,
Positivity rate, right?
Yeah, it's way, 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 way down. So altogether, there were 15,184 cases, 14,882 people recovered, 264 people lost their lives, 393,072 tests done altogether. So a lot of those are doubles and triples and
Right.
whatever. So we're actually doing really well,
We are.
I think we're like 60 68%.
That's what I thought that
That's one of
statistic
the-
was,
that's one of the
over
highest
18.
rates I've heard.
Yes,
Ulster
Yeah.
County.
we're
Wow.
doing really
Good.
well in Ulster County.
I'm part of
Yes.
it.
Cuomo just said that he's going to lift all the restrictions if the state gets to 70%. I just heard that on the way here.
Really? Huh.
Yes.
Racing on my
Well,
way
everybody
Yes.
that's sick of everything, go get shot.
here. Go get your shot.
Yes.
That'll help.
And there's so many vaccination centers now. There's no reason not
There's
to.
no reason
Yes.
other than,
Very
it's got,
accessible.
nanobots
Some
in
crazy-
it, or it's
some crazy
made,
right-wing,
made out of some
conspiracy,
crazy stuff.
Bill Gates' chip. Is gonna,
That's what I mean, yeah. Like
Yeah.
Bill Gates is sitting at the end, putting all these tiny little
He
things
really
in each
cares.
bottle. It's so funny.
If he really gives
I'm
a
laughing
Yeah,
at that.
right. Yeah.
So,
really?
I laugh
You think
at
he
that.
cares? He's got a boat that is longer than this building. You think he cares about what I'm doing in
Honestly,
Kingston?
right? He's
For
like
real. He's a billionaire.
Cajillionaire. No,
He
he's,
doesn't
he's
care.
a cajillionaire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, him and Bezos care.
Yeah,
about
well, yeah,
themselves.
he's going up to the.
Let's
Follow
track
everybody.
this guy
Let
in
me tell you,
upstate New
folks,
York.
your
Yeah.
phone is the best tracker you could
Oh, goodness,
possibly
yeah.
have. So let me talk about what we're doing. You may have mentioned this already, but the county is open, right? June 1st it opens, so
Yes.
last week. And if people want to come to our office, they just have to wear a mask if they're not vaccinated, and they go through the front. DSS is open too, and they just go through a brief screening and they come in. We've already had visitors, which is great. We have, so we offer the regular stuff. We're going to bring the lawyer back in one day a week on her longer day, so people can meet with her in person, or if they still feel uncomfortable, they can meet on her office space, which is on her porch. I guess it's outside. Legals, I said that. High Cap's in the office. Our New York Connects people are in the office. Our case managers are in the office. So,
And who's your legal?
So are your customers, which they are, since you're customers, are they psyched? Are they nervous? Both?
Well, actually, a few have been showing up. You mean the seniors? You're
Yeah,
talking
they're
about-
like,
Yeah,
thank
they've
God
already
you're
been
open. I've been
yes,
waiting,
yeah. We had two of them yesterday. We need to talk, they've been coming back slowly, and we have been sort of meeting with them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Slowly.
Well, you have to. Yes.
I have to. We
yes,
don't want
their
to turn them
services.
away if
No,
they've
you
made the
cannot.
effort. But our legal consultant right now is Erica Halwick Williams.
Okay, great.
And she has her own, her own practice. She not inherited. She took it over from Kathleen Dittis, who had a practice for many, many years right down on Hurley Avenue, Lucas Avenue. I think it was Lucas, wherever the Elks is.
Yeah,
lower Hurley.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she, when Kathleen retired, she was her partner and she took over the firm. So she does a lot of elder law anyway. So.
And I have to say, I've sent people to you for that, for legal services, and it's a wonderful resource because many times seniors struggle with many different legal problems and they don't know how to navigate the system. And it's really, I have to say, it's anybody who's listening, yes.
Too. You just call some Joe Blow lawyer, $900, whatever.
Well, this one, we asked people if they could if they're able to make a donation, because we do pay her. That is a contract that we pay her directly a certain amount of money for every hour she works for us. Just, but it's vastly discounted
goodness,
from
yes.
what you would normally pay a lawyer.
Sure.
And she doesn't do everything, right?
Right,
She does,
that's a good point,
She
yes.
does wills, healthcare proxies, powers of attorney, advice on living wills, things like that. And we do get a lot of calls about that.
Yeah,
but we also get calls, quite a few calls about housing. Senior housing is always an issue around here.
Like discrimination? Or
No.
housing
Well,
no.
yes,
issue?
but
Or-
mostly
Well,
I need
availability.
housing. I need to move out of my 3-story Victorian in Ellenville. I need a
four-bedroom
one.
house.
Right. I need
Empty nester
a
for
little.
20
Right. I
years,
need
yeah.
a studio apartment where it's easier for me. I can see.
You need an apartment in the Kingstonian.
Right. And the new one that's almost done, which I'm sure, it's.
That's looking great, yeah.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah, it is. It is.
The
It's
Rubco.
Landmark.
Rubco is
Landmark,
Landmark.
please.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Landmark.
So we do get a lot of calls about that. We sometimes get, not very often, but we get calls for civil stuff, and she doesn't deal with that. So we usually refer folks to Hudson Valley Legal Services, which are here, obviously, and all throughout the Hudson Valley. They have offices everywhere. They've been great, too. So anyway, there's a few things that we are doing specifically. We are having finally were able to schedule 2 picnics for seniors. We didn't do it last summer.
yeah.
So every summer we do
Senior of the Year picnic?
No, Senior of the Year thing is through Nice Sofa, New York State Office for Aging. And we do have a program to select
Did you have a big, under the pavilion?
We
you used to have a
did,
big thing?
but
Okay, not.
Not this year, but probably next year.
Oh,
But we
good.
still select a person. We just don't have the big picnic.
Gala,
right?
whatever, yeah.
But we are having a picnic in July in Ellenville. I think it's Lipman Park. There is a rain date for that. And then we have another one in August. So we will let everybody know in the buzz. It's a little early. We don't want people reserving. I hope that people want to come out. I think the response, I have to ask the office. I was out last week and the week before, so I don't know exactly how the response has been for the bingo game, which is June 24th at the park at the town of Rosendale Rec. You know how they have all that
the big
really
rec
nice
center, yeah.
rec center
The
up
pool,
there.
the
Yep.
huge pavilion,
So
yeah.
that's going to be a bingo.
Outdoor
No, wait a
bingo.
minute. I'm wrong about that. It's Robert Post Park. It's in
Oh.
Kingston. Sorry.
Oh, also, yeah.
So
Which still
that's-
giant pavilion,
Right, it's
beautiful
just,
setting.
it's a birthday bingo game.
That's
You just
cool.
come and play bingo. We'll have cake and punch.
That's
and
cool.
Just
That's
to get
great.
people
What time of
together.
the day is it? Is it
I
afternoon?
think it's 12:30
Oh,
or 1 to
perfect.
3 or
Oh, that's
something.
cool.
It's a short.
It's fun.
It's not a lunch thing. It's just a fun sugar thing.
Yeah.
So we have some ideas about how to make that fun. So we got the bingo, June 24th. People can call 340-3456 and reserve. You don't have to pay for anything. We just want to know how many people are coming.
Right.
I think we have to limit that to 50 because bingo, we have to have enough cards and stuff and cupcakes and then the 2 picnics that we've scheduled. And we always are looking for volunteers. We really want to get the neighbor-to-neighbor driving program back because one of the things that people call us about a lot is rides. And it's really, really challenging to offer or be able to supply anybody with rides here. I don't know if you know this or whether I've talked about this or not, but we have a contract with UCAT. I know we're all internal, departments, but we pay a salary for a full-time driver every year through UCAT to drive the what they call the shopping bus, but it's a small paratransit bus that takes people on predetermined rides. It's full. It's full all the time, and there's a waiting list for it.
Wow.
So we need that type of transportation. And we especially need it in places like Wallkill, Walker Valley. The buses, there's like one bus that goes down there, has to stop and change in New Paltz. I mean, I get it. It's an hour from Kingston, over an hour, or out 28. So what they've done in Pine Hill, way at the end of 28, is they've developed their own volunteer driving network. They did that a long time ago.
Oh, that's
Because-
wonderful.
Yeah, I don't know if you know that.
I
They're
did not
called
know that.
Catskill Neighbors, and I didn't find that out about until right before the pandemic. We had just started discussing with Pine Hill
Coordinates that.
the Catskill Neighbors. That's what they're called.
So
It's like a
functioning
right.
group?
It's a small group of
Grassroots.
all volunteer people who realize. So, for instance, Delaware Hospital is over the border in Delaware County. I think Margaretville Hospital.
Margaretville, yeah.
Sorry. Margaretville Hospital is in Delaware County, and there's a nursing home. So when WMC Health took over the Kingston hospitals, they also took over Margaretville and the nursing home. So people from that side of the county, that's the hospital they use. That's the
Also in
nursing home.
Kingston or Benny
Of
or
course,
whatever,
it's
St. Mary's
15 minutes
Avenue.
from them, but it's an hour to Kingston, right? So it made sense for them to cross the border. There's also services in Greene County that they need, right? So our bus service doesn't take you over the border. So they formed their own shopping,
That's fantastic.
appointments, stuff network.
Grassroots.
And if that's and I'm sure it's a good model. I think it's been working for a number of years. I would take that model and say, try this, where you are in a place like Wallkill or Walker Valley, to try to form your own network, because there are seniors who still drive. There are some who don't, and there are some who do. So if you're retired and you don't have anything to do and you want to do something for your community, our neighbor-to-neighbor program pays you mileage. Those volunteer networks don't. But whatever, I don't care. The whole point is to get people where they need to go. So we actually have a meeting in Wallkill on Thursday with the folks down there. That's cool. Talk about that.
That's probably one of the most isolating things is when someone cannot drive and they don't have the transportation to get where they need to go. And it probably is the most difficult thing, independence-wise, also to realize you can no longer drive and now you have to rely, and if you don't have family, how do you do that? Yes, it's just, I have to say, it has to be one of the most...
Prescription's empty and you can't get to the pharmacy and...
I know.
Yeah.
There's a lot
more I
of
think about it, the
food,
more- yeah, food.
drugs, everything.
Everything, doctor's appointments.
relies on that.
Yeah.
And our neighbor to neighbor program will pick people up and take them, and that's sort of obviously dwindled down, but we want to get that going again. So we're always looking for people to call and say, I want to volunteer my time to drive. Some of the neighbor to neighbor folks are still doing it on their own. Our contract is not yet in place, but it will be soon. So hopefully we can get that.
That was a robust program
It was but
before the
then, of course,
pandemic, yeah.
COVID kind of killed everything off. And so we're hoping to get that back to being a robust program. What else did I have?
Movies coming back?
Yes. So I really want to have 3 movies. Our contract is usually 6 with Rosendale Theater. So I want to think about 3. I figured that might be doable, like 1 in October, 1 at the holidays, and 1 maybe in early spring, because the contract's over in the end of March every year. So we are looking into that. So depending on, sometimes the rights, you still have to pay for the rights, even though they're really old movies, sometimes they're old movies, you have to pay for the rights and everything. And usually the Christmas movies, depending on what they are and how popular they are more. They're not a huge amount of money, but even when you like in your backyard, or let's see, because I wanted to put a big screen in the senior hub and say, we could show movies here. And they're like, nope, you have to pay royalties, even if you're just putting it on a DVD player and projecting it on the wall, you have to pay royalties.
Other than personal viewing.
Yeah.
So we're going to...
That's the hard way. I opened the bar. Like 3 years after we opened, we got hit with this $4,000 bill.
Why?
Because we hadn't paid ASCAP or BMI. And
For what?
Bands and DJs and stuff.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
man.
Yeah. We're like,
Really?
what? Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
Wow. They watch.
Yep,
they know
do.
what's going on. So
Once
you have
some
to do it the right way.
inspector drives around, who knows?
Right. They can show up as a patron.
Yeah.
Yep.
But conjugate meals, the community cafes.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
'Cause this is where we're bumping up on time, so.
Sorry. What time are we
We're
done?
here till 9, so.
Okay, good. So I've been talking to Gateway, and I know there were 3 people who were kind of running the big sites, which are Ellenville, Saugerties, and Rosendale. We also had 2 days a week at the hub and 1 day a week in New Paltz. New Paltz kind of handled itself. The people came, it was a big social thing. They just came and they ate 1 day a week. New Paltz Rec Center is very busy. Their whole thing is all booked up every single day. I'm talking pre-pandemic, right? So I asked them if we could start off 1 day a week in each site. So at least there's 1 day a week when people can get together. So that's what we're looking to do. I don't know the date yet, but we'll let everybody know. June newsletter came out, so it'd probably be, hopefully we'll have a date to decide what to do by the July newsletter. So we can let everybody know on this date, we're going to start doing congregate meals again.
That's cool.
I think one of the most difficult things, just quickly, is reopening all the services that we had before. And people are, really looking forward to everything. But as an administrator, I know even in our office, you can't just open it up again. You have to do it slowly. You have to transition back. And so I think it's great you're doing at least 1 day a week in each of the towns so people can start getting back into it, and slowly you can build on that. And it is difficult to transition back in. The light switch went off, and now to turn it back on isn't that easy either. Yeah, the dimmer. Right?
That's a good analogy. I like that.
It got shut off. Now
We had, like I said, 3 full-time people who were site managers at those sites. 2 of them are gone. They retired. They got another job. COVID's been 1.5 years.
Yeah.
One of them is coming back. Yeah. So hopefully we can at least share her around if she's willing. And I am working with Gateway every day. Almost every day we're back and forth about that. So the other thing is we do have a program in the office. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this. We had a grant. I may have mentioned this. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. But we have a grant both through the Community Foundation and through an anonymous donor that supplies folks with meals every week, free to them, because that's not part of our regular program, delivered. If, let's say, you go to the hospital and you have shoulder surgery and now you can't fix any meals, can't do anything for yourself, this will deliver sort of a short-term meal kind of thing.
you have that.
Just call the office and we'll take care of that for folks who have been, who can't do it for themselves for whatever reason. Yep.
And they'll deliver like a week's worth? Or?
Every week they'll do 5 frozens. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's good to know. Yeah.
What else?
Oh, 1 minute.
1 minute. Oy. 1 minute. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was the fact that me and the 4 surrounding counties have won, I may have mentioned this, won a grant for falls prevention. So what we're going to do is do an all-out assault on people who are discharged from a nursing home or hospital or home care who probably need some kind of retraining, walking, strengthening, balance kind of stuff. And it's all free. And it's either virtual or in person. We will be doing sessions on balance and strengthening and things like that to prevent falls. So that's coming up in the next
That's
week.
so important, right? So important.
That's life-changing.
Yeah.
Us and Orange, Putnam, Dutchess, and Rockland
Wow,
all got
that's
that
great.
grant.
Huh.
All
Fantastic.
the OFA directors got together and
Figured out a program.
Yep, and got a grant. Yep, for 3 years to do
Great.
that. So
That's great. Real quick, Sue, your contact information.
340-3456. Please call us.
Office of the Aging.
Yes. All right.
All right, well, Sue, thank you
All
so
right,
much.
thank you very much.
Sorry
I
about
can't believe
that.
a month gone already, so.
I know.
Yeah, it's
Goes by
crazy,
so fast,
All right, Dan, why don't you take us to break, and thanks for listening, and.
Have a terrific Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you, Nina Poshapak, Cameron Rylance, and a very, very special thanks for our last guest, Sue Copenhager. We had Dan Whalen on at 7:30, and we had Carl Brown on at 8 o'clock, and Sue Copenhager at 8:30. Thank you, our guests, for being with us today. Thank you for sharing the morning with us and participating in Kingston Community Radio, KCR, AM 920 and 92.5 FM, WGHQ, and our live streaming on mykcr.org. This last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Rondout Savings Bank, always working for you and the community, with branches in Kingston, West Hurley, and Hyde Park, also online at rondoutbank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Thank you for sharing the morning with us and participating in Kingston Community Radio, AM 920, 92.5 FM. And we invite you to be with us tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. And until tomorrow, we wish you every success in growing and developing Kingston and all our neighboring communities. We now return you to Magic 92.5.
Play WGHQ. This is Magic 92.5 WGHQ with another hour of great songs and magic memories starting right now.